Oh, hello. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in, outers and in-betweeners. I was just polishing my truncheon. It's getting the hair and the blood off of it, you see. I had a run-in with an extremely violent 87-year-old woman earlier this afternoon. I was out doing my patrols and I saw this woman acting suspiciously, exiting a fish and chip shop, carrying a bag with what appeared to be takeaway food. When I asked her if I could have a look inside the bag to see whether or not she had been purchasing essential items, she told me that it was fish and chips. Clearly, she was not taking an essential journey. She refused to hand the goods over to me. So I had to show her who was boss and make her realise that I am the law and you do what I say. Anyway, I'm off duty now. I think she's giving me fleas or nits or something. Anyway, yes, so some of you were asking today in the comments of the comment section, clearly, about the cards, as I put that video up earlier about the Police UK Reddit channel. Well, some of you are asking how to get your hands on the cards. I'm here today, right now, to explain exactly how to do that. You can see Big Ted and Little Ted have got theirs. I carry mine with me all the time. I never leave home without them. But I've literally, within the last couple of days, just had another 500 of these cards turn up. It's 250 there. Now, this is literally just a reminder of how to get your hands on these and what they're for. So I will make this brief. These cards are not a get out of jail free card. What they are, however, are reminders for you and for those that you interact with of your rights. Okay? Especially recently with the coronavirus situation, the legislation and all that stuff, the police have been blatantly abusing those legislations, okay? Infringing on people's rights. So these cards are specifically for this coronavirus pandemic, as it keeps getting called. I do have others which are not for the coronavirus pandemic, but those ones I'm going to keep on back burner and we'll just use these for now. I'm going to read through this for you just to, it's a bit bright there, just to explain what it says and why. So on the back of the card here, it says, I'm innocent until proven guilty. I have the right to silence. I have the right to be treated with respect. I have the right to film our interaction, which you should always, 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 always do. I can't tell you, as a police constable, how many people I have got away with abusing with my truncheon because they've not filmed it. It's unbelievable. I have the right to film my interaction. I have the right to bring charges against you under section 26 of the Criminal Justice and Courts Act 2015. Yet again, as a police constable, I always pick on those that haven't got a camera rolling because that way they can't prove that I've beaten them up. You will keep your distance from me as per government advice, 6 foot, or I may use my common law right to defend myself from infection. Okay? Yes, that's a little bit cheeky on the end there, but you do have a right to protect yourself from danger, and coronavirus is very deadly. So if somebody approaches you and gets in your space, you can tell them to get out of your space. If they refuse, you should be able to use force under common law to get them out of your space, to protect yourself. On the inside, statement for police. If I'm arrested or detained, you must tell me why and for what offence. If you can't, then I'm free to leave. That's true. Unless you're being detained, you can walk away at any point. So they have to tell you why you're being detained, and that would be what offence you have committed or suspected of committing. I invoke all of my legal and lawful rights, including that of silence, and will not answer any questions. Very important. Do not answer any questions unless you're driving a vehicle and you have to explain where your documents are if you haven't got them. I will record our interaction for my safety and evidence. Second time that mentions recording your interaction on this card, and that's because it is important for you to do so. Should you breach my rights or misuse the legislation? If you misuse Section 50 of the Police Reform Act to obtain my details, you will be met with silence unless there is evidence of a public order offence. I said it in the video earlier about the Reddit page. The actual legislation says if you are believed by a constable to have committed a public order offence, they can request your details. If you are filming your entire interaction and you know you've not committed any public order offence, you don't have to speak to them. Yes, they might arrest you, but the chances are you're going to go back to the station, you're going to tell the custody sergeant that you've got evidence that you didn't commit a public order offence, and you may get let out early. They may turn around and say to the arresting constable, what are you doing? Why have you arrested him? Have you got any evidence? Have you got any proof? Anything like that, okay? So make sure you record your interactions. Next, invoking my right to silence, recording in a public place, or being in a particular place is not a public order offence, even if it upsets someone. And that's true. Coronavirus legislation, which is this bottom half of the card. You have no right to arbitrarily detain me nor force me to speak with you. Again, that is true. You have no rights to demand my name, conduct searches, or obligate me to tell you where I've been. Again, that is true. I don't have to tell you where I'm going or how many times I've been out. Again, well, have a guess. The very last part, if I'm in a group of more than 2, or you believe me to be infected with C19, then you may act within the legislation to deal with that, because that is what's in the legislation. But arbitrary detention or harassment will be met with a complaint and a claim against you. These are the cards. As I say, they are not get out of jail free cards. If you break the law, these will not help you. That is not what they're for. They are not to protect you when you break the law. If you are out and about, going about your lawful business, whether you're driving, whether you're walking in the park, whether you're having a sit down in the sunshine, having a sandwich sitting on the grass, any of that, this is relevant for those situations. Now, these cards, unfortunately, because of the situation we're in, there are no deals on at the moment, so I'm having to pay full price for these. These cards, I'm not making a profit other than what's left over after the cost of postage up to the nearest pound. So what I mean by that is these are 10 for £3. They used to be 10 for £2, but they're 10 for £3 at the moment. That covers the cost of the cards, it covers the cost of the envelope, and it covers the cost of the postage. If that comes to, I don't know, say £2.60, then I might make 40p's profit on it, okay, for example. If you order more cards, however, then I'm going to have to put more stamps on, so chances are I then have to pay a little bit out of my own pocket. So I'm not making a profit on these. I'm not doing these to mug people off and put money in my pocket. I'm doing these, I'm literally making enough to be able to buy more and maybe make a £3 or £4 on the entire lot. Okay, so that's what that's all about. But they're £3 for 10. Now, in order to get your hands on them, in the description of every video is a PayPal link. Okay, paypal.me/support PAP. If you click on that link, that will open up obviously a page. When you get into the actual payment process, please make sure you say how many you want, because I do get donations from people through PayPal, and if you do not say how many cards you want, I'm going to assume it's a donation, okay? And I don't want to just not send people stuff out and have people slag me off because they've not received the cards. Please make sure you say in the notes, in that payment, how many cards you want, and also type your address in. PayPal does not always send the address with the notification, so please type in how many cards you want and the address to send it to. Okay, and one last thing before I go, Excuse me, it's a COVID cough. Last thing is, during the payment there should be a little tick box that says friends or family paying for goods. Untick the paying for goods, because you're not. All you're doing is covering the cost of what it is. So it's ultimately, it's like a non-profit thing. Okay, so if you can untick that, because otherwise PayPal will take a percentage of that. So if you untick it and make sure that you tick the friends and family tick box, then YouTube won't take that percentage out of it. As I say, if they do, then I end up having to pay out of my own pocket ultimately, and I'm out of pocket by the end of it. So so that's it. So if you want to get your hands on these, they're only done in multiples of 10, I'm afraid, because I don't want to charge you £3 for 2 cards. Do you know what I mean? Because that's just taking a piss. Yeah, so there's a minimum of 10, so there's a minimum of £3. So, and that's it. So stay safe, look after each other, film the police and other officials. Good night, all. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you like the content and you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so. In the description of every video there are some links to ways that you're able to help support the channel so I can continue putting out content. If you're unable to help us in that way, hit that subscribe button up the top there. If you haven't already, become a subscriber. That is support enough. Share the videos, comment, like, it all helps. If you're looking for something else to watch, up top there is my latest video. Down the bottom there is a video that YouTube recommends for you.